Welcome to Management 1100. This is our summer term session, and I am your instructor, Natasha Prof Bryant, and I am really excited about this this summer. We are using a new textbook. We actually started it in the spring term, and so it's a new age. For quite some time we're using a different textbook, so some of you may have received a textbook from a friend who took a class a few semesters ago, so that we're both on the same page. We are using the Kaneki textbook, 7th edition, called Management, and I am looking at the wrong thing. It's Kaneki and Williams, 7th edition, 2016 publication date. It has the McGraw-Hill Connect technology included with that, where we'll be using their platform in addition to Blackboard. So you have to have that. If you go into the classroom, you'll see that I provided you with information on how to register for Connect, and it will automatically notify me that you're in the system. That is where we'll take all quizzes and exams. You'll access some assignments. A lot of our assignments will not be in Connect because I use mock case studies that allow you to problem solve using various business scenarios that are not part of McGraw-Hill. There's something special that I add to the mix. So you guys have my bio. It's a brief bio that I put in the classroom. I will be recording another video where I share more about myself and about my career, not only as an instructor, but also in business management as well. But you can always go to my site, which is natashaforeman.com. I also have a public Facebook page, which is Natasha Prof Bryant and the number 1. Yeah, you know, you Google me and find me as well. So just to give you a heads up about this summer term, we will be using 99 to 100% of the book. I am a strong advocate and believer of when someone invests money and time into a course, I feel like you should give them as much back on their return as you can. And I remember being an undergrad, and one of my biggest pet peeves was I'd have to buy all these books for a class, and then either some of the books we didn't use, or we used only a quarter of the book. And at that point, I just didn't know why there wasn't some kind of licensing arrangement that allowed just photocopied sections of a book be presented in the for sale in the bookstore. Because why am I spending $100 and something for a book that I'm not going to be using? So I believe in using the entire book. So we will be doing that. For the first week, you guys have an introductory discussion, and that's where you tell us a little bit about yourself. I kind of helped you out by giving you some leading questions to help spark the conversation. You need to post in that discussion, and this is for every week. You need to post no later than Saturday. So the discussion opens up on Wednesday. You have until Saturday to make your first post. And you need to make sure these posts are substantive. It's not conversational. I need you guys to step up. You're professionals, and you need to represent yourself accordingly in the classroom. So from this point forward, you all are business consultants. I am the lead manager, and we will have 1 or 2 clients that we're going to work with. throughout the term. And this term is shortened. It's 8 weeks, so it's going to be a little intense, and so I need you to really step up. With that in mind, you have until Saturday to make that first post. You respond to the question or topic that I have in the discussion forum. Then by Sunday, which is the following day, you need to seek out at least 2 of your classmates. Go through, scroll through, see who else has posted a response to my question or topic. Engage in a conversation with them. It needs to be healthy dialogue. No judgment, no critiquing of how they write, what they say. No attacks, nothing personal. Keep it professional. And with that, you need to find 2 people. That conversation and any subsequent conversations that you enter into will flow. It'll have a nice ebb and flow. They should all be wrapped up by 11:59 p.m. on Tuesday, because our course started on Wednesday, it ends on Tuesday, and that's how I wrap. I work my courses. It can be totally different in your other classes with your other instructors. I'm not them, they're not me. So we operate differently. I'm giving you, a full week in order to do coursework. Also, for this first week, you'll see that there's a syllabus that has been uploaded into the course room. It is in multiple locations. You can find it in course info, you can find it in the lessons area, you can find an announcement. I like to spread it out so you have access. Upon reading the syllabus, finding out what this class entails and the expectations, you then will see that there is a syllabus acknowledgement agreement. You need to open that agreement, read it thoroughly, understanding what is required of you. It outlines how many points are available in this classroom and how many are needed in order to pass with a 70%, which is a C or better. I really push and encourage and motivate my students to get higher than a C. Well, I go for average, right? But if for whatever reason life hits you, or if the class is more of a struggle than you anticipated, at least I have to get here in order to pass. Management is not an easy topic. It is very broad, very broad. And some people take the class thinking, oh, this is an easy A. And then they find out it's really not. And especially not the way I outline it. I use the textbook, but I don't rely on the textbook. What I mean by that is, when I mentioned earlier, I like to create assignments using mock case studies and have you work out issues as though you're a consultant. It allows you to then take the concepts that you're learning in the textbook and actually apply it beyond just going and answering questions 1 to 10 in the textbook, knowing that in a lot of textbooks that some of the answers are in the back or whatever, or you can Google it, or I don't have time for that. I need to help you guys learn how to apply what you're learning in real time using some real core meaty techniques. And I've had a lot of students in the past who have used the techniques and the tips and some of the practices that I've shared in this class, and they've applied it in real time at their jobs. And then come back and they provide me feedback and say, oh my goodness, it worked, what you said worked, and I did this and I got this promotion, or I'm doing this, or I'm getting the transfer I asked for, or I had a dilemma with a manager and I followed your advice and you're right, and it squashed everything, and it broadened our communication skills, and blah 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 blah. So for me, it's giving you guys what you need to apply right now. Some of you have a goal to transfer to a four-year college or university. Some of you have goals to become managers in companies, to start your own company. I want to be able to give you some foundational support to give you the confidence in order to take that next step wherever you plan on going. So this isn't a fluff class. This is not an easy A class. I'm also not so driven to intimidate you. This is not an F class either. You'd have to put in a lot of effort to fail this class. You have to basically do nothing to fail this class. But if you put in the effort, if you communicate with me on a regular basis, if you are putting, because you find out what the work is in advance. So if you're just really consistent in making sure that you stay up on your time management, that you know when things are due. So get it done and be actively engaged and communicate on a regular basis, and you will find that you can pass this class, not just with a C, but I've had plenty of students who've had A's. One of my semesters I had all A's. I think I had a couple of B's, 1 or 2 C's, because they just dove right in, and they made the most of it, and they were it meant something to them. So basically, I always tell students this: your grade in this class, the effort that you put into this class, is like your paycheck, right? It's your paycheck, and what you put in, you get in return. And so that's how you have to look at it. If your grade is low in this class, that's because the effort that you're putting in. It's that simple. So back to the first week. You will have the discussion, the syllabus acknowledgement. Now the discussion is worth 25 points. The syllabus acknowledgement form that you need to submit back into that Dropbox is worth 15 points. You will also notice there's a Connect orientation, and I've provided that to really help to acclimate you into the Connect system. Some students choose not to go through Blackboard training. They don't take the time to look at the different tutorials for Connect. So with this orientation, it's worth 10 points. Yes, it's mandatory. If you don't do it, then you don't get the points. And then when you're short on points, or you'll come to me and you'll say, hey, Professor Bryant, can I have extra credit? And I don't do extra credit. Where in life can you do extra credit? So I don't do extra credit. So for me, it's important that you get the work done. There's also, let's see, there may also be a self-assessment. There's no textbook reading or any assignments during the first week. Why? It's because I am helping you guys get acclimated into the class. You're transitioning from, if you went to the spring term, you're transitioning into this, you've got all your other classes. There's so many different obstacles and variables. So I believe that the first week, I'll let you get settled in. Some people haven't received their textbooks yet. And the anxiety starts to build up. I'm not here to stress you out. For what? So, the first week you just breathe. Discussion, syllabus acknowledgement form, assessment, get acclimated. If you already have your textbook, please don't wait until next week to start reading it. Jump right in. I can tell you now, the first reading is going to come from chapter 1. The second, you'll have chapter 1 and 2, because we're going to be doubling up. So, if you have your textbook, start reading chapter 1 and 2 now, all right? Get right into that. And then midterms will be in week 4, so you have a heads up on that. And that, of course, will cover all content that you've learned from weeks 1 through 4. And that is basically it in a nutshell. The first 2 chapters are the exceptional manager and management theory, the essential background for successful management. And I will also, from time to time, put in links to various articles, websites, to help broaden your mind and your horizons so that you get to explore new things. Additionally, one of your team members had said, you know, she was very interested in learning more about my business management career, and so I did say that I would create a video explaining more, and also possibly set either a Q&A session where you guys can submit in your questions in advance, and I then answer those questions, or I can do a live streamed video where you can submit your questions and then I'm answering them live. So we'll play it by ear. Since everyone's work schedule, there's so many different variables involved. It may be more beneficial if you submit your questions in advance, and then I'm able to record a video and post it that way. Some students ask, what do I prefer to be called? I've had students, and most of the time it's just been a given because I also teach at the university level, so I have a lot of students that call me Professor Bryant. So you can call me Professor Bryant. I've had students call me, you know, Miss B, for Mrs. Bryant short, Mrs. Bryant. Just don't call me hey, you know, lady, you know, hey crazy lady. But you know my name. And that is it, I believe. Making sure that you guys submit work on time. Please don't ask for makeup work. Don't ask for extra credit. Please don't wait until 2 weeks before the term is over to start asking for a lifesaver, you know, a safe, like a vest to be rescued. Please pay attention to all dates, drop ad dates, you know, when you can withdraw without penalty dates. Understand all of these. It's your responsibility. You guys are adults. So I am flexible, I am lenient, I'm not a pushover, and this is not an easy class. So understand that now and up front. Everyone will say that I'm firm, but I'm fair. So with that, if you have any questions, you guys know how to reach me. Just send me an email at nbryant@atlantatech.edu. As you can see, this is my workspace. You can see my sign too. You don't have to be crazy to work here. We'll teach you. We'll train you, right? But this is the zone that I'm working in. So oftentimes when you guys are emailing me, either I'm planted here or I'm responding from my handy smartphone. I try to respond within 24 to 48 hours. Assignments are graded within 10 working days. And I don't have an on-campus office, so any kind of meeting that you want to have, we will either do through web, like Skype, Google Hangout, or if by chance you do need to have a face-to-face, we can meet on campus by appointment. All right? So with that, have a wonderful day, and I will talk with all of you soon.